We got the Express now, and anti-Israel protesters have vandalised the Cenotaph. In any other country, this would lead to a severe beating by police, but as it's Britain, I assume they've already been appointed as advisors to the government, Nick.
Well, they've actually been arrested, but I mean, you're close. Yeah, it's abhorrent pro-Palestine protesters blasted as they vandalised Cenotaph, and it is pretty appalling. Of course, one of them's called Olivia, and that's about the minimum level posh name you get. You know what I mean? It's normally even more ridiculous than that.
Oh, we've got footage here.
There they are, yeah.
Spraying the Cenotaph with the red paint. They put they were near the Cenotaph, and they've put a Palestinian flag there as well.
Well, I'm a moderate on this. I can sort of see both sides. If you're a foreign national, you should be deported. If you're from here, you should be put in prison for life. I'm a moderate on the Cenotaph.
Deported.
Yes. So, like I said, I'm a sort of sensible centrist on the Cenotaph issue. Because, like you say, it's such an important monument to us. It's desecrating it, even if you think you're making a point, which of course they do, about genocide and so on. It's just inexcusable. Yeah.
Well, there's no genocide there, and the people who died that the Cenotaph is commemorating actually fought to prevent genocide.
Yeah,
Correct.
I kind of agree with them, though, because I think it makes sense to hate our culture and government and support a terrorist government who brought their people into a ridiculous war that's getting them all killed, and support a whole load of petro-states and slave countries like Qatar. Yes, how very good of them and how very thoughtful. They also don't care about genocides. There's 4 massive and unquestionable genocides going on at the moment, and they don't have a single word to say about anything that's actually a genocide that doesn't suit them. They're also written down in the Cenotaph spraying 150,000 killed. This number is actually, it's actually now that they've gone down a bit from the 186,000, which is doing the rounds at the moment,
right,
and being published everywhere. And where that number comes from, it was not a study, was not any information other than a letter written to the Lancet, which was non-peer reviewed, which they shouldn't have published in the first place.
Yeah.
It was just a letters page where someone took the upper figure put out by Hamas, which even then has been questioned by the certainly non-Israel supporting UN, who brought down the number significantly. So he's taken, this guy in his letter took the upper figure, then multiplied it by a figure that made no sense anyway, and then added in what he thinks the future figures could be if the war carried on at the same rate it's going on, and he reached a figure of 186,000. And this is being published all over the place. This is we're seeing it now as if it's the new fact.
And that's ludicrous. And also the people who complain that there have been so many deaths in Gaza, and obviously it's tragic that civilians have died there. But we've got to remember that a huge portion of that figure is Hamas fighters who are combatants.
Yes, of
and that's not a tragedy. I mean, unless you really like Hamas, which a lot of people
do.
seem to do.